Knowing your actual body measurements is the best thing you can do as a knitter to try and make sure your sweaters fit you as well as they possibly can. You simply can't go by the sizing in the pattern because, let's face it, we're all individuals. We don't fit up to a certain standard. There is no standard person. There are standard averages, but a lot of us will have a bust size that doesn't necessarily match up to our upper arm size, or if you're like me, you're very short, so I have a short waist length, and a standard written pattern wouldn't really give me a flattering waist shaping effect. I need to know what my body actually measures in order to make the best decisions I can and the best modifications for any sweater that I knit. Remember that circumference measurements should eventually account for ease. So while you take your actual body measurements, typically for sweaters, you will end up adding a few inches based on the pattern's recommendations in order to have some ease and not have the sweater be tight-fitting. If you want it to fit your actual bust measurement, that's fine too. It's totally up to you. For length measurements, ease is not a factor. Although you do want your armhole depth to be slightly longer than your actual armhole depth, just so that your arms have space to move around, the rest of your length measurements should match closely up to what the pattern says. And if they do differ, the easiest place to add length is going to be in unshaped portions of the garment. If you need to adjust a shaped portion of the garment, you'll want to try to change the spacing of increase or decrease rounds in order to accommodate a difference in row gauge or a difference in total overall length. Now that you know what your body measures in all kinds of important places, it's time to put that into practice by figuring out what size you need to knit in a particular pattern and also if there are any modifications you need to make. I do have a free tutorial that I'd really like to recommend, and it'll be linked in this blog post. Other than that, you can be on the lookout for my tailoring workshop to really learn how to put any modifications into practice.